Okay, now it's time to do a little bit of algebra in the section of ALEKS statistics, which is entitled Solving a Two-Step Equation with Integers. So as we look at our problem here, we'll see 5 plus 2x equals 13. Now, of course, to solve an equation means that we're trying to figure out what values of x will make the equation true. So if we pick different values, put those in here in place of x, and work through the order of operations, we should get 13. Now, we could just guess numbers, I suppose, but it turns out that guessing isn't a very good way to solve problems, especially if they're more complicated. So what I'll show you here is a step-by-step way of solving this. And the way I would go about it is I would say, first of all, what we want to do is to get this x by itself. And we'll say, is it by itself now? And you'll say, well, no, because we've got a 2 and we also have a 5 here that is with the x. And we've got to get rid of those. So we say, okay, now of those two numbers, which one has to go away first? And we think about this and say, well, we have to get rid of the 5 first because it was the last thing added on. Remember the order of operations that says you must multiply before you can add. In this case here, we don't know what the x is. If we did, we would have to multiply 2 times the x and then add the 5 to it to get the answer. But since we don't know what the x is, we're going to undo the problem. We're going to unwrap it, unwind it, and get rid of this 5 first. Now notice that this 5 is a positive 5. So the way we're going to get rid of that is in essence subtract it from both sides. But a shorthand way to do that is to say change sides, change signs. And the opposite of a positive 5 is a negative 5. So we'll simply write a step here of 2x equals 13 minus 5. We are essentially subtracting 5 from both sides, or we will say change sides, change signs. And of course, we've got a little bit of math to do here. 13 minus 5 is 8, and so let's write a step. 2x equals 8. We can see that we've simplified the problem somewhat already. So once again, we ask ourselves, what are we trying to do? We're solving for x, which means to get the x by itself. To get the x by itself, we have to get rid of the 2. The 2 has been multiplied times the x. The opposite of multiply is divide, so we're essentially going to divide both sides of the equation by 2, particularly this side. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and that allows us to solve the problem. So going back and looking at our steps here, in this step, notice that we simply did the math, we simplified, and then here we divided both sides by 2. So that gives you some notes that you can look back at. And let's go ahead then back to our problem and give ALEKS the answer of x equals 4 and see if ALEKS is happy, which indeed they are.